All right, reverse stages. So someone had mentioned this in a comment of mine, and they mentioned reverse stages. I think it was actually in a video of me going over what you would change or something like that. Either way, there was a comment, maybe two, that went over the reverse stages. I completely forgot this mode existed until I read that, so that's pretty cool that they reminded me of this mode. I don't know what they I don't know what they thought when they made this mode. This is easily a mode they could fix / revamp super easily. The concept of this mode was very, very good. I think so. So if you guys weren't around for this, right, reverse stages were basically just a way to replay the story. And you have to use, I believe you have to use characters that are, okay, there we go. I believe you have to use characters that are, like, for the story, like, you have to follow the story. Yeah. So they make you use characters basically depending on the episode. So that's pretty dope. I like that they gave you the characters to use. So it would almost force you, well, I mean, not almost, it would force you to use these characters, and you didn't have them leveled up, then you would actually have to work to get them leveled up. So I thought that was pretty cool, right? I actually thought that was a pretty interesting concept, and it could be a way to make characters that aren't used a lot very useful. So what I mean by that is, imagine they revamp this. Let's say they revamp it to make it more modern. They revamp this, and let's go to a random, let's do season 3, right? Let's do season 3. We'll go to Light of Grace. Sure, whatever. We're just picking random stuff. Oh, Andra. Okay, so we got Derry, Monspeed, and Gallon. Okay, so let's just say they revamp this and make it more modern, so that way all of the stats are now in line with today. And then you have to use Derry, Monspeed, and Gallon. Let's say a lot of people don't have these characters leveled up or even touched. So now they are forced to use these characters if they want to pass this stage. I really thought that was a good idea. Like, that is a really good idea. So if they revamp it, instead of 99k, it could be like 250k CC. So that way you actually have to try and get some of these characters really high leveled up to win. They could be doing different effects, because I damn sure know that these guys don't have no damage cap on them. So yeah, so there's that. Yeah, see, they don't have damage cap. They hit this one revives, so they could make this crazy. Nothing, they don't, okay, so they don't have to make it on the level of Supreme Deity, but they can definitely make it tough. They can. It would, that's up to them to test it. I can't do that, but you know, they can make it really tough. But the potential that this mode had was super crazy. Let's play a mode. It's been a minute since I played the mode from this. So yeah, you can see that we used to get not anything crazy, but you know, some stuff to, I believe that used to help us out with regular awakening. As crazy as that sounds, this was a stage where you could grind, and this is gonna be crazy, but you could grind these like bronze boxes for regular awakening, not even super awakening, just regular awakening, which is, I can't even fathom that now. Like, to this day, I can't even fathom that. We used to really struggle for pieces like this. It's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah, we could do a stage. Let's do this one. We don't ever see these characters in action, so you can see I only have them at level 80. This guy's 3-star Arden, and then Deldry is only 1-star, so we can see what we can do with this. But yeah, this is a very, very cool concept for a mode. It can easily be a mode that they update, let's say every 2 months or something like that, and they give us updates every 2 weeks, and we have to fight different team setups. It can be randomized. Like, there's so much they can do. Like, legit, if they locked in, they could do so much with this game. And reverse stages, I mean, F it, you can even make it like Dokkan Battle. I mean, again, I hate to go back to Dokkan, but it is the game I'm most familiar with probably in my life. Maybe the old Dragon Ball games probably do have that to hold that title, but it's okay. Anyway, I do think that, you know, if they just locked in and they could make this like, let's say, a super battle road kind of mode ish, that would be dope. So give us like, okay, we have to fight I don't know, we have to fight 7 deadly sins, make it to where it's randomized like every 3 weeks, and we have to fight 7 deadly sins. Remember, the fact that we're patients in these guys, I know they're not strong, but the fact that Deldry just patient anything is blowing me away. Like, actually just blowing me away. Okay. And he's extra. That's okay. So let's pop. What does this do? I mean, oh my god, it's been so long. Stances. He has a okay. What does she do? Crit damage. Deldry doing crit damage. What? Deldry doing crit damage. Okay. I guess let's just go with this. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, because imagine we had a hard stage and we had to use Deldry and Arden. Like, just picture that. The stage we have to do is Arden and Deldry. Like, that's the stage. Just picture that. I just want you guys to picture that. That's so crazy to me that really used, like, this really used to be a stage, and it was tough. It wasn't easy to beat this stage, because who in their right mind is using Deldry, besides Meeman, is using Deldry or Arden? Like, who is using these characters? So yeah, it was actually pretty tough, because at the time, nobody was working on these characters besides like your top players in Wales. Nobody was working on these characters. So having to, suddenly use them was almost like a culture shock, if I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, almost like a culture shock, just having to use these forgotten characters. But that would be fun. LR Gil Thunder, LR Hauser, LR Greyamore would have a purpose. You have some units that you will never touch in your life until they get an LR that suddenly you have to use. Lock in Grand Cross. This is the year to lock in. This is definitely the year to lock in. Yeah, overall, I definitely feel like this mode easily could be revamped with new rewards. Let's say they make it to where if you keep replaying these modes, you can get SSR pendants, Super Awakening coins. There's so much untapped potential with this reverse stage stuff. And there really is. Because you got SSR tickets too. Like, they could throw us some of these. Yeah, give us some of these, some diamonds, some SSR tickets. Like, this was a good stage for diamonds. I think they gave out, I forget, oh my god, it's been years, but they did give out a pretty decent chunk of diamonds for completing this in its entirety with the stars. And remember what I just said, like, there are characters you will never touch, like, ever. Like, well, I guess you would touch Alette for like, you would actually work on Alette for Knighthood boss battle, so I guess that is fair. But like Bellion, not a lot of people would even consider Bellion to be a character in the game at this point, probably, right? Because he's so bad. His LR might be interesting. I'll make a video on that too. His LR might be very interesting. So yeah, you even have some Ragnarok units. So it wasn't even, I say that long ago, but it definitely was. But if they have Ragnarok units on here, that would tell me they at least had an idea for this mode. And then they have summer units. So you see what I'm saying, right? You guys see what I'm saying? They had an idea of this mode. And the good thing is, though, you don't have to have the summer versions of these characters. That's the good thing. But you guys see what I'm saying? They could have easily made this a super battle road mode. They quite literally could have made this super battle road for Grand Cross. Imagine, again, you have to fight Merlin. You have to use these 3 characters. And then Merlin's really hard to beat. Okay, right? Am I crazy? Am I the only one that wants that? I want that really bad. I do want that so bad. But again, an easy mode to revamp. Not even hard. Nothing crazy you have to do. The weird fangs, I believe you had to use, Ruin, Jude, Frisia, Golgius. Like, you had to use these characters. These are our characters. These are characters that are just ours. And then you had to use them. It was cool. It was a cool little mode they made here. But anyway, I'm gonna wrap up, guys. Let me know what you think. Do you want this mode to revamped? What are your ideas when they do, or if they do ever revamp reverse stages? Let me know in the comments, guys. This will be Dev signing out. I hope you all have a beautiful and blessed rest of your day.